Hi, this is Yoga with Em, and my name is Emmy. We're going to do a yoga flow together. The inspiration is the season of spring. It's a flow full of twists, core focused exercises, heart openers, and flowing movements. So roll out your mat and come and join me for this spring inspired yoga flow. We begin our yoga flow down on the mat. So come on down with me. We begin in child's pose. We're going to take 5 rounds of breath to settle in here. Send your knees wide, big toes come to touch. Melt your way down to the mat, forehead resting down. Feel the parts of your body resting on the earth. Allow yourself to settle here. Begin to connect to your breath. As you exhale, hips soften and melt down towards heels. Inhaling, lengthening through your spine. Exhaling to soften. One more round of breath in child's pose. And transitioning our way onto hands and knees. So setting up the cat and cow, beginning to invite movement into our back body. Hands beneath shoulders, knees hip width. Inhaling to cow pose. And exhaling, transitioning through to cat pose. Allow the inhalation to begin, and then begin the movement. Exhalation begins. Transition begins to cat pose. We're going to take 2 more rounds of cat and cow. Waking up the body and noticing the sensations you feel. So join me for neutral tabletop now. We're going to make our way to our first downward facing dog. And we're going to walk the dog. So settle your hands slightly ahead of your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Navel draws to spine. Send your hips high. And we're going to bend one knee and then the other as we walk the dog today. A few deeper breaths here. Feeling into the legs, drawing the shoulders away from your ears and allowing your head to hang in between your arms today. 2 more rounds of breath. And you might keep pedaling the legs or perhaps draw your hips high. Sink your heels a little lower towards your mat. Feel into the body. Join me now at forward fold at the top of your mat, keeping your knees soft. Walk your feet here and step your feet hip width. Soften your knees, allow your head and your neck to relax now. Allow your ribs to melt down towards your thighs. Gently swaying back and forth. 2 more rounds of breath in forward fold. Allowing the hands to release. Chin tucks in towards your chest as you slowly Make your way to standing. Keep a softness to the knees. Roll up, stacking one vertebrae of the spine at a time. We meet at the top of our mats, standing in mountain pose. Bringing your big toes to touch and your heels slightly apart, relaxing your shoulders down towards the earth. Lift your heart, lengthen through your spine and stand tall. At the same time, grounding down and connecting to the earth. Draw the navel to the spine, and on a breath in, let's rise together. Circle the arms, bringing the palms to touch, hands to our heart on the breath out. And again like this, so circling the arms, feeling our way into the shoulders, moving with our breath, exhaling, hands to heart. We're going to flow through our sun salutation now, building heat. So breathing in, extend, fold all the way forward, exhaling. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale, fingers touch down, step one foot back and then the other, joining me in plank. You can be on your toes or perhaps to your knees. Engage your core and press down the back of the shoulders. So press the mat away, press the earth away. We're lowering down now. Exhale as you lower. You can lower all the way or part way. Breathe in for an upward facing dog or a cobra pose today. This is our back bend. And we're going to meet in a downward facing dog. So you can roll over the toes, send your hips high. Three-legged dog. Send right foot to the sky, inhale. Exhale, step right and left. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Hands to the heart, breathing out. Flowing through this sequence of postures, building up a little heat, and maybe starting to feel your heart beating. Fold deeply, step your left foot back and your right. Find your version of plank, pressing the earth away. Can you lower your hips just a little bit further towards the earth? Core is engaged. Okay, lowering down, breath out. Inhale, lifting your heart, cobra or upward facing dog. Rolling over the toes or transitioning there, however feels right for you. Downward facing dog, three-legged dog, left foot to the sky. Stepping left and right all the way through. Lifting up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold, and then rise, ground down through your feet. Stand tall and bring your hands to your heart. So we're going to flow through that sequence again. One movement, one breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, lift up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold, stepping one foot and the next, find plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, taking your back bend. Exhale when you reach a downward facing dog, and then take your right foot to the sky, breath in, breathing out, stepping through forward fold, lifting halfway, folding deeply. Now ground down through the feet to rise. Bringing the hands to the heart and continuing with this energizing flow. Breathing in, lengthen. Fingers touch down, left foot and right. Exhaling. Inhaling. Downward facing dog. Right foot lifts. Stepping on through. Halfway. Fold deep. Rise and shine. Hands to heart. Breathing and moving. Fold deeply. Lift halfway. Stepping back to your plank, coming to your knees if you need to. Lower down. Inhale as the heart lifts. Downward facing dog. Meet me there. Three-legged dog. This is going to give us the momentum to step all the way through. Lifting up halfway. Folding. And then rising. With your hands to your heart, allow yourself to reconnect to your breath. As we get stronger and warmer in this flow, we're going to step our feet wider than hip width with the toes turned out and take a moment to gently sway, relieving any tension in the shoulders and in the arms. Connected to your breath. Join me now, stepping the feet very wide. Twisting the dragon yin-yang flow. Start with the hands at the navel. Breathing in, gather the chi. Breathing out. Gather the chi, breath in. Drawing the chi down to energy center. Let's do that again. Gathering the chi. Slow breath out. Circle the arms and now cross your wrists at the top. Open horse. Press the walls away. Sink into a standing squat. You can make this as low as you need today. You can bring your hands to rest on your hips or your heart if you need to. Let's take a round of breath here before we're into leaning dragon. So I'm going to invite you to come over to your right arm to right thigh, and the left foot is level with the back of your mat. Your left arm is going to come up and over. And for leaning dragon, we're going to turn to the sky with a bit of a heart opener here. Twisting the dragon. Bring your left hand down to touch the mat. Your right hand reaches high. As you exhale next, bring your right hand to touch down, tail of the dragon. So can you step your right foot high behind you? Belly of the dragon. The right foot is going to thread through and we're going to open up left arm. So this is our heart opener. Belly of the dragon. Bring your left hand down. Take that right foot back, tail of the dragon. Step your right foot in between your hands. Come to that wide leg forward fold. Sway left and right. Time for you to catch your breath. We're going to bring the hands through center, heaven and earth. So take the chi from the earth, sending it to the heavens. Reach tall. Bring your hands back to your energy center, dantian. Gathering the chi. Inhale. Exhale, draw it in. Breathing in. Draw it in. Long breath out. One more time to gather the chi. I'm going to transition to open horse. So circle the arms, wrists cross. Press the walls away and sink. Take a round of breath here in open horse, tucking the tailbone under, lifting your heart and maybe sinking a little lower. Left arm to left thigh, leaning dragon. So your option is to rest your right hand on your hip or your low back. Let's see if we can open out, turning the eye gaze upwards. We're going to bring the right hand to the mat, the left hand for the sky, twisting the dragon. Left hand floats down, tail of the dragon. So float that left foot up high behind you. Belly of the dragon, threading the left foot through. Can you open on up? Bring your right hand to touch down, tail of the dragon. Take your left leg high behind you. Stepping left foot in between the hands. Wide leg forward fold. Walking the elephant, swaying left and right. Time to reset. Time to gather your energy. Allow your breath to normalize. Bring your hands through center. Heaven and earth. Chi from the earth to the heavens. Hands draw to your energy center. So we're going to flow through those moves again together. Moving with our breath. So don't hurry your way through these moves. Making them as smooth and fluid as your breath is today. All right. Ready for open horse, wrists cross. Sinking low. Leaning dragon over to your right. Twisting the dragon. Right hand reaches for the sky. Tail of the dragon. Right leg lifts. Belly of the dragon. Right leg threads through, opening up. Tail of the dragon. Right leg to the sky. Stepping through and swaying. A round of breath here before bringing the hands through center. Heaven and earth. Hands to Dantian. Continue with the flow. Gathering the chi. Connect to your breath. One more time to gather the chi. Wrists cross this time. Open horse, sink low. Leaning dragon to your left. Twisting the dragon. Right hand touches down, left arm lifts. Tail of the dragon. Send your left foot high to the sky. Belly of the dragon. Left foot steps through. Tail of the dragon. Left foot lifts. Step left foot in between hands and sway. Walking the elephants. Heaven and earth. Gather the chi. Feeling a little warmer, feeling alive, connected to our breath. Release your hands down by your sides. We're going to take a standing twist together now in arches pose. So from the top of your mat, step one foot back, not too far, foot's on an angle, and bring your palms together. Twisting from your core, you're going to really draw the navel to the spine. Draw the arches bone back. So draw one arm back. So from the core, we twist, revolving round, eye gaze down the extended arm. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, subtly deepen the twist. One more round of breath in our standing twist. Releasing to step back to where we began, rolling your shoulders and stepping the other foot back. We're going to twist in the other direction now, so when you're ready, draw back the bow, core is engaged. Begin to revolve on a slow breath out. Inhaling to lengthen through your spine. Exhaling, deepening this twist. Breath flowing as the core engages. And then release. Come back through center with me now and step to the top of your mat. Give your shoulders a little bit of care. And if you'd like to gently sway one side to the other, you can do so. We'll balance together here. Tree pose. Send down the roots through your right foot. Find stability, engage the muscles in your right leg. The core is working to keep us balanced, so draw the navel to the spine. Allow your breath to keep flowing and find your version of tree. The foot does not need to be up into the groin, but maybe the toes rest on the mat or on your lower leg. If you'd like to reach your arms above the head, spread the branches of your tree today, maybe adding in a mudra. If you point the index fingers with the thumb resting by the index finger, we're here in Tambula Mudra, representing the new shoots of spring, or the blossoms of spring, spreading the first two fingers and the thumb, representing those blossoms opening for springtime. We're going to bring our hands to rest at our heart, and the foot carefully glides down to rest on the earth. Pedal the legs if this feels good. And then begin to send the roots of your tree down through your left foot now. Strong in your left leg, those muscles begin to engage, your core is engaging. You're finding a place to rest your right foot now. Not against the knee joint. And if you're able to open that leg out a little bit, you will feel an opening sensation in the hip, which may feel good today. Let's spread the branches of our tree and maybe even find a mudra, the new shoots of spring, Tambula Mudra, the blossoms of spring, Pushpa Mudra. Breath continues to flow, knowing that we are part of nature, we are nature. Here, balancing in our tree pose. Bring your hands to rest at your heart, and then bring your foot down to rest on the earth. Pedal through your legs. yoga squat for a hip opener today. You can sink as low as you'd like, or as low as feels right for you. Elbows might press in against the knees, but know that you can sit a little higher in your squat. Tailbone draws down to the earth as we lift our hearts. We're going to take a round or two of breath together here, if this is available for you today. You can lower down to the mat at any time you need. And once we're down to the mat, so if you haven't lowered already, lower down to the mat. We're going to find our way into boat pose, which is going to require us once again to activate the core. Find a lengthening in the spine. Draw the shoulders down away from your ears as you do so, engaging your core. Find that balance on the sit bones. Lifting the toes off, and maybe they just stay hovering from the mat today. Maybe you keep holding onto the back of the thighs to give your hip flexors a little bit of help here. Core engages, we breathe together. So although our moves are not really flowing in this pose, our breath continues to flow. This is the flowing part of the yoga in boat pose. Breath flowing. And maybe for this last round or two of breath, maybe notice if you'd like to have a go at extending the legs. You can always use a yoga strap in this pose hooking it around your feet. That feels good. All right, when you're ready, you can lower down. I know, you're probably ready. We're easing on down to our mat now. And I've got a yoga block handy, and if you've got one, you can use this for alignment in bridge pose. Rest your head so head and neck are in line with the spine. They're resting on the mat. Feet are walked out close to your body. And if you've got a yoga block, placing it in between the knees will keep your knees roughly in line with the hips. If you don't have a yoga block, it's okay. Just try to avoid your knees splaying out to the sides. Arms rest down on your mat, palms down. If you've had any abdominal issues or surgery, keep this a gentle lower and lift exercise. Press into your heels, press your hips high, lift the hips off the mat, press. Beginning to find our way into a bridge shape with our body, keeping the head and the neck in line with your spine. So don't be tempted to look left and right when you're in your bridge. And we're going to gently lower down, so one vertebrae of the spine, lowering at a time. And you might stay with this, a gentle lift and then a gentle lower. Or if you'd like to take a little bit more of an active bridge pose with me today, continue to press the heels into the mat, continue to press your hips high, an option to walk your shoulders under your body a little bit more, clasping the hands, interlacing the fingers, pressing the mat away, pressing your hips high, and continuing to breathe. So really lifting the heart, the head and the neck, staying in line with the rest of your spine. Pressing the hips, press into your feet, into your heels. Taking another round of breath with me here. And then we'll begin to transition out carefully. So releasing the shoulders and the bind with the hands. Slowly and carefully lowering one vertebrae at a time down to the mat. Placing the yoga block off to the side now. Hugging knees into chest. Try rocking the knees very subtly, left and right, and repeating this movement. Breathing ease into your lumbar spine. And then coming through center, I'm going to invite you to hug the knees a little tighter, feeling sensation, compression in the hips, maybe a little bit in the belly. Relaxing the head and the neck, but continuing to hug the knees into the chest. Another round of breath with me here. And then releasing. Rest your feet on the mat. Dynamic slow bug. We're going to flow together in this next simple sequence designed to help with our coordination, so it's great for our brain. And we're going to be moving the left and the right side together, and for engaging the core, for training our core. So first of all, engage your core, draw the navel to the spine. Keep your breath flowing as you do this. Take a big breath in. Take a big breath out. Inhaling, keep the core engaged. Exhale, lower one arm and leg, opposite sides. Inhale, core is still engaged. Exhale. So move in time with your breath. Keeping your breath flowing slow and smoothly as you move opposite arm and leg. Slow and smooth. So you'll notice they don't quite touch down to the earth with that arm and leg. They kind of hover close, and then I reset. If you feel your lower back hurting or as though it's straining, I'd like you to take a pause and take a break to reset. This is for our core. The core is working here. Breath is flowing. And when you finished your last round, we're going to rest our feet down to the mat and hands rest gently on your belly. Walk your feet a little bit away from your body. Allow yourself to soften, to let go. You may try lifting the hips up off the mat, resting them back down again. Allowing yourself to settle, to find a neutral spine alignment, perhaps a subtle tuck of the chin to the chest. Letting go of tension in your shoulders. Breathe easy. So now that we've had time to reset, we're going to head into our supine twist. And it's twisted roots today. This isn't for everyone, and if it's not for you, please don't feel that you've got to stay here. You can ease out. So I'm going to cross my right leg over my left leg, and I'm going to gently lower my legs over to the left. You might find a yoga block is handy to rest the knees onto, or you might want to move the yoga block and simply let your legs lower down to where they wish to land. Arms relaxing wide on the earth. This supine twist is nourishing for our spine and for our digestive organs, and you're probably feeling it in these places. In crossing the legs in this way, it can be quite strong in the lower back. So remember, if this isn't for you, don't feel as though you need to hold this position. breathing, and on each exhalation, letting go. We're going to carefully make our way through centre together in a moment, and we will bring our hands to our legs, help the legs through centre, engage your core. Uncross the legs. Maybe take a moment to reset in any way that feels good, and then crossing the legs this time. The other leg comes over the top and twisting in the other direction. Allow your arms to rest in a T shape if you've got room on the floor, or maybe cactus the arms. And if you haven't closed down your eyes, you might try closing down your eyes and noticing all the sensations you're feeling in your body in this twist. Allowing your breath to continue to flow. Softening the lines of expression on your face. Soften into this pose. And once again, we transition carefully through centre. Use your hands to help you, use your core. And I invite you to take one knee in each hand, pedaling the legs. Resting the legs down. From here, we're going to come into Shavasana. Extending your legs long, resting your hands down on the earth. Arms face up if that feels good. And allowing yourself a few moments here to rest and to breathe. And if you've got time to yourself at the end of this practice, you may stay here for a few minutes, a few moments longer. Breathing, noticing any sensations in your body, noticing your breath. If you like to, you can start to bring some movement into the fingers and toes. If you're ready to move on into your day, circle the wrists and the ankles. Take any stretches that feel good. And then make your way to seated on your mat. Thank you for joining me for this practice, and allow yourself a moment to give thanks to yourself for this time of practice. Namaste.